Hello, everyone. This is Tracy Black Nielsen, and tonight we're going to be doing a call all about a gut reset. So, we're going to talk about how to cleanse, how to restore, and how to rebalance. This is going to be a really great call, a lot of information presented in just about 30 to 40 minutes. If you've got questions, feel free to answer or ask in the chat box, and I will get them answered there. But there's a lot of information to cover. So this is what we're going to go over tonight, okay? And it's in particular, we're going to be talking about why we need to do sort of this gut cleanse. It could potentially be these unwanted organisms, right? I'm talking parasites. I know it sounds gross, but all of us have likely dealt with it one way or another. But we're going to go over what is it, how do you get it, what are some symptoms, some prevention tips, foods that can help to prevent and also help to get rid of them, lifestyle changes, a fantastic gut reset protocol that works really, really well for this, and then kind of next steps. So before we get started, I do want to just put out here, this is not medical advice. Definitely talk to your doctor before making any changes to your diet or lifestyle, including taking supplements. I'm sharing tips tonight and helping you to kind of take that first step. But certainly, be sure to talk to your healthcare practitioner before making any big changes, okay? So this is me. I'm Tracy. This is me and my husband, Trevor. About 10 years ago, I was experiencing lots of gut issues, bathroom troubles, acne, unexplained bloating, and honestly, parasites were not even on my radar. My husband was having a lot of gut issues and was doing these like GI tests. And I was like, what the heck? Let's just see what happens. And I was really, really surprised to find it showed up positive for me. I was like, what is this? It's not something that just happens when you travel to like underdeveloped countries. I mean, literally, it can happen to anyone. If you like to walk barefoot, if you eat raw sushi, which is something that I love to do, or you just, drink water wherever you are. You could be exposed. I mean, you just kind of never know. The other thing is, I also had a child at the time who had some recurring GI issues that really worsened and that were getting worse and worse. And then we also found that he tested positive for them as well. So, this can even kind of present in children as well. And I happen to have a doctor who is more holistically minded, and he kind of opened our eyes and kind of showed us, okay, this is what's going on. And then we were able to make some diet and lifestyle changes. And so because I know what I know now, I do these sort of, gut detoxes to cleanse, restore, and rebalance pretty often. I would say for me personally, I'm doing it like at least once a year. There are some people who do it more often because they might be exposed to different things. So we're going to go over that, but I just wanted to do a quick introduction. But first, tell me, have you ever experienced any of these symptoms? So have you experienced gut or digestive issues like IBS, nausea, bloating, vomiting, diarrhea, or constipation? Have you ever had trouble with sleep, whether it's falling asleep, staying asleep, insomnia, sleep apnea? Do you deal with skin issues like rashes or hives, maybe eczema? Do you deal with teeth grinding? This is probably my biggest health issue that I'm personally dealing with right now is teeth grinding. It's such a terrible teeth grinder. Personally, I have to wear a mouth guard. It's so bad. Do you deal with muscle or joint aches? Do you have chronic fatigue or exhaustion? This was actually a big thing with my husband, who was also dealing with some gut issues at the time that I found out that I had parasites, but he was dealing with major chronic fatigue. Do you have food or sugar cravings, in particular, even after you eat, like you're still hungry even after eating? Have you experienced either weight gain or weight loss? That's kind of not typical for you. If you answered yes, it's possible you may have unwanted organisms or parasites. It's so much more common than you think. And I know you're going to ask, how do you get, or what is a parasite? So a parasite is an organism that lives and feeds off another organism, the host. In this case, it's us, okay? And there are some really common ones here: roundworms, tapeworms, pinworms, hookworms, giardia. I personally had something called cryptosporidium. They can come in all different types of shapes and sizes and cause a variety of issues. And symptoms that you don't think are even remotely related could be related. So let me just show you. Let me get to the next screen here. Sorry, my computer's a little bit slow. There we go. How do you get parasites? So there are sort of three common ways to be getting it, and it's either through food and water, animals that you've been in contact with, or insects. So for instance, if you eat contaminated food, you could get parasites. If you eat undercooked meat, I personally love sushi. I love raw fish, love my poke bowls. It could be contaminated. Drinking contaminated water, whether you're at a restaurant, maybe you're drinking from the hose, which I've been known to do because I'm playing outside with my kids, or you're traveling, things could happen there as well. Eating unclean or contaminated produce, walking barefoot in the dirt or the sand, swimming in infected lakes, ponds, or creeks. This actually happened to me. I was visiting someone who had a very large lake on their property. And, we went jet skiing, came out. The first thing she did was lift up your feet and let me check your feet. And I had no idea what she was talking about because I grew up by the ocean, so we don't do that. And sure enough, she was looking at my feet to see if, anything had, attached to me. So there's that. Another way that you could potentially get parasites is from handling animals, whether you're petting them, whether you're handling their waste, but that could be a way to do it as well. Shaking hands with people who may have not washed their hands and maybe they were exposed in some way, or traveling. Maybe you were traveling overseas or just traveling, outside of your normal area. Maybe you went to a farm, there could be so many different things, but in particular, if you're shaking hands with someone or come into contact with someone who may have been infected themselves, they could be, just think about this. They could touch anything that you touch, a doorknob, a door handle going into a restaurant, a phone, a salt shaker, right? Like maybe you're getting food to go, a menu. It really could be anything, So that's typically how you get it. And some symptoms of these unwanted organisms. Usually what you're going to notice is digestive issues. Like I said earlier, the constipation, diarrhea, gas, IBS. By nature, parasites kind of take their root in that GI tract, and it can cause that autoimmune sort of reaction. Or immune response reaction. Something else that you may find is just the sleep disruption. You could be getting up several times at night, trouble falling asleep. Something else are the skin issues. Lots of times when we get these rashes or hives, that could be a sign of a parasite as they stimulate the production of immunoglobulin, IgE antibodies that produce those allergic reactions in the body. And something that I said earlier, the teeth grinding, right, bruxism, that can definitely, it doesn't seem like it's related, but what happens is the presence of those parasites could release toxins in the body that can trigger neurotransmitters, right, in the brain, in the body, that could lead to nervousness and then the teeth grinding. And just like with the immune response with the digestive tract, it can cause an inflammatory response that can affect your joints and your muscles, okay? Same thing with chronic fatigue. And of course, I think a symptom that we might all be kind of aware of, but if you've got these food cravings, especially like never feeling satiated, that could definitely be a sign of parasites. So now that I've thoroughly probably grossed you out, I just want to let you know again, super common, but there are some ways you can prevent, some things that you can do, okay? So making sure that you're cooking your food properly, thoroughly, avoiding undercooked meat. If you consume raw fish like I do, I will not give up my sushi. That's something that I love. Make sure that you're opting for like the wild caught sushi grade. So you may not know this. My husband is a fisherman. He actually just caught some halibut today. But especially when you're buying fish direct from the market, the sushi grade fish in particular has been flash frozen. They do that on purpose because of the parasites, but salmon is one in particular. You definitely want to make sure it's the flash frozen. If you're eating it raw, get the sushi grade. So that's a reason why fish sold here in the US, they flash freeze because of the parasites. Something else is your produce. Even when you're picking it from a garden or maybe a garden that just making sure that you're washing it thoroughly. And I've got a suggestion on how to do it in a little bit that I'll recommend to you on ways to wash it thoroughly to make sure you're getting everything off of it. Um, Making sure you're following proper food handling procedures. So this is a little bit off topic, but I actually just read the other day that a very high number of people, I think 60% or more, still wash their chicken. You know, like when you've got chicken, maybe you bought from the store and they put it under the sink and they wash it. Well, what happens is like the bacteria goes everywhere, right? And so after that, you then put your vegetables in there or dishes or whatnot. And so things can kind of get contaminated that way. So just again, making sure you're following proper food handling. Wash your hands before food prep, wash the sink thoroughly, wash in between using different cutting boards for raw meat versus produce, things like that. Making sure you're washing your hands, like I said, before prepping food, especially after the bathroom. I feel like that's an easy one we all know. In particular, after shaking someone's hand, I like to carry with me a little hand sanitizer. Again, I'll talk about it in just a little bit. That I like to keep on me at all times. So I'm like, okay, making sure we clean that. Drinking filtered water. Again, this is one that we probably don't think much of because most of us are here in the States. And so we just think, well, the water is good no matter where I go, but may not be the case, right? Especially if you're out at a restaurant, we don't really know where the water is from. So you might want to bring your own filtered water or bring your own water. Like they have water bottles now that have filters in them that you can bring with you. But I would definitely recommend that. Be careful when walking barefoot. I know grounding is a very popular thing. We love to have our feet in the dirt, have our feet in the sand and on the ground. Wonderful to do, but just kind of, take note and be cautious depending on where you are. And of course, taking precautions when you're traveling internationally. If I happen to be in an underdeveloped country, I tend to not even drink the water from the faucet, for instance. I will use bottled water to avoid parasites. If you suspect that you have parasites, again, please talk to your doctor or healthcare professional. They may recommend you get tested, such as a blood test or a stool test, x-ray, colonoscopy. They even may recommend medication. So definitely go that route. But let me show you some foods that can help. And these may be things that you've never thought of before. Probiotics, you may not know this, but probiotics are not just great, right, for keeping a healthy microbiome, right, in our gut. It can also make it so that parasites do not want to thrive there. Isn't that so interesting? So probiotics are a really key part of keeping a healthy gut. So are digestive enzymes, and I'll go into more detail about digestive enzymes in a bit, but they help to keep your gut strong and help to restore your GI tract. Some foods that can help to keep these parasites and unwanted organisms at bay: raw garlic. If you're not, incorporating raw garlic into your diet, it could be a salad dressing. You could make so many different things. We like to make like a caprese salad, and I'm like, oh yes, raw garlic all over the place. But pumpkin seeds are another one. I love to just eat raw pumpkin seeds and just consume that. But pumpkin seeds, go do some research on this, have been well documented to help keep parasites at bay, as well as pomegranates and beets. The other thing is fiber. Lots of fiber. Fiber will help to flush it out of your system, also keeps you nice and regular. So there's that other added benefit. But fiber is going to be really, really good for you to keep them at bay. And then, of course, drinking a lot of water, filtered water, right? Like looking for that filtered water, whatever that looks like for you. I know some of you might have reverse osmosis or might have like a water pitcher, whatever that kind of looks like, but filtered water is really going to be key for this. And again, avoid, right, the undercooked meat, in particular, like a crab or a mollusk of any sort, making sure your raw vegetables are really well washed. And, just kind of a tip, you may not know this, but simple carbs, your refined sugar, your fruit juice, your dairy, your sugar, like white bread, things like that. Parasites love sugar, love and thrive on that. So avoiding that as much as possible is going to be really good for you as well. Lifestyle changes, like we've talked about this before, but lots of water, regular hand washing, managing your stress. This might not be one that you thought of, but making sure to manage your stress, because that can kind of trigger, if there's something kind of going on and then you're stressed, it might trigger, an immune response. Keeping your immune system healthy, and we'll talk about how to do that in just a bit. And then the next level, this is kind of what the call, where the meat of the call is going to be, is how to do this gut cleansing and how to focus on gut defense. So we're going to talk about this, gut defense. So this is the protocol that I would recommend. It's our NingXia Red 14-day reset. So you'll see NingXia Red is here on the bottom. That's the rebalance portion. But NingXia Red is an antioxidant supplement made from wolf berries, also known as goji berries. But it has clinically been shown to help with supporting a healthy immune function. It also helps with inflammation. It helps with sleep. And interestingly, it helps with sleep and it helps with energy. It's crazy how it can do both. But it's wonderful for so many things. And this is going to be like a really key part of how to rebalance your entire gut and how to kind of keep it healthy moving forward. The cleanse part of this protocol is comfort tone and periphery. So what this is periphery is a soft gel, and it's made with cumin, anise, bay leaf, thyme, clove. Clove is definitely a great one to use for getting rid of these unwanted organisms. And it really, what it does is it's going to help to make the gut and the digestive system, like the parasites are like, I'm out of here. That's basically what it does, is it really kind of makes the environment in your gut not a place where, you know, these unwanted organisms want to be. And then comfort tone helps to promote natural digestion and elimination. So it's got that psyllium seed husk, essential oils, and herbs. So think of it like this, you know, the periphery makes the gut not the ideal place for them to hang out. Comfort tone is like that fiber that helps to flush them out. So that's the cleanse part of this protocol. Now, the restore part of this protocol, what I just had in the previous slide, is Allergies and Life 9. So this is helping to restore the gut so that it's going to, the GI tract is going to be nice and healthy. So Allergies is a digestive enzyme. If you're not familiar with what a digestive enzyme is, basically what it does is, think about it like this. Our food is very different than what it used to be, you know, decades ago. You know, the soil is not the same, the nutrients in the food are not the same. And so just our digestion is even sluggish compared to what it was, just because of the nature of our food supply and kind of, you know, the standard American diet. So what digestive enzymes do is they help to break down the food. So the carbs, the fat, the protein, the sugars, it helps to break everything down so that your body can eliminate it properly. So it really is such a key part of, you know, this sort of, you know, keeping your GI tract nice and healthy. But it can also help with bloating, gas, and stomach cramps. If you deal with, you know, like a food intolerance, this is definitely going to be a really great one to have and keep doing ongoing. The next thing is Life 9. Life 9 is a probiotic supplement, and it has over 17 billion, yes, billion live beneficial bacterial strains in just one capsule. So the whole goal of Life 9 is to keep the gut, that sort of microbiome, as healthy as it can be. It also helps to support a healthy immune system and a digestive system. So comfort tone and periphery is the cleanse. Allergies and Life 9, that is the restore. NingXia Red is the rebalance. Okay, so I'm going to give you kind of a suggested protocol. You can screenshot this. This would definitely be the thing to remember. And I'm going to go through the protocol with you and how you can modify it for your own needs. So again, comfort tone and periphery. This is meant to be a cleanse. So it's not something that you want to do forevermore ongoing. You can do repeat cycles of it, but the goal of this is to do it for 3 weeks, and you're going to take them together. So basically it's one capsule of each one capsule, one soft gel, after each meal 3 times a day. I personally only eat twice a day because I intermittent fast. So in my case, I would do it 2 times a day, but you're going to do that for 3 weeks. Okay, so that's the cleanse portion. Once you're done for the 3 weeks, you take a break and you can restart again if you feel like you need to, but generally give yourself, 3 to 4 weeks off, and then you can start it up again. It's not meant to be something that you do ongoing. It's just meant to be a protocol that you do for a 3-week period. The restore portion, which is the Allerzyme and Life 9, these are two supplements, quite honestly, should just be part of your supplement routine. But you're going to take them at different times. So with Allerzyme, you're going to take it before a meal. Remember, Allerzyme is a digestive enzyme and it helps to break down the food. So it's a good thing to remember, right? Like, okay, this is going to help me digest my food, take it before my meal. I hope that helps. So if you eat twice a day, then take it twice a day. If you take it 3 times a day, or you do 4 small meals, I would still probably focus on the 3 largest meals and kind of do it that way, but up to 3 times a day. And then Life 9, you can do this one 3 hours after dinner. So this is the one that you're going to take, right before bed, right? But just once a day, and you can continue to take it once this reset is done. So those are the 2 you definitely want to keep, on your shelf to continue taking. And then the next portion is the Rebalance. So this is the NingXia Red. Okay, so the NingXia Red reset, if you've not done it yet, it's meant to be done over a 2-week period. What you're doing during the first 3 days is you're flooding your body with NingXia Red. So you're drinking 4 ounces 3 times a day. And that's done on purpose. It's flooding your body with all these amazing, nutrients, antioxidants, just giving your body lots of great, all the goodness from the NingXia Red. And then starting on day 4, you will taper off and drink 2 ounces 3 times a day. So you're going to do 102 ounces total over a 2-week period. And yes, while you're doing this, you can do your Allerzyme and your Life 9, and then you're going to do your Comfort Tone and your Parafree. Just remember, Comfort Tone, Parafree, that's going to be a 3-week protocol. So NingXia Red reset's going to be 2 weeks, and then for 1 additional week, right, you're going to do Comfort Tone and Parafree. You can absolutely continue to drink NingXia Red when the 14-day reset is done. I personally do. I will drink anywhere from 1 to 3 ounces a day. You could drink more if you wanted to, but for maintenance, you could do 1 to 3 ounces a day. And the idea is you'll want to restart this every month. If this is your first time doing the reset with us, we generally start the second Monday of every month, and we kind of do it together. We have a wonderful Facebook group, or you could get text message reminders, or visit a website with all the great information. But it pairs really nicely with either a meal plan and a fitness plan that you can do in conjunction with it. And again, helps to rebalance your gut, but also can be great for whole body as well. So hope that answers questions. So again, just kind of going over this, the 14-day reset is NingXia Red. That's 2 weeks, right? During those 2 weeks, you're also going to take the Allerzyme, Life 9, Comfort Tone, Parafree. Okay, you can continue taking Comfort Tone and Parafree up into that 3rd week. Once that 3 weeks is done of you taking it continuously, you want to take a break and then, restart again if you need to. Allerzyme and Life 9, like NingXia Red, can be taken ongoing. You don't need to stop. You can keep doing it. Again, for optimal GI health, that would definitely be recommended. So more natural solutions to think about here. If you've not done it yet, I had mentioned washing your produce really thoroughly. On the bottom left here on the screen of the photos, you'll see that's the Thieves Produce wash, and there's also a veggie spray. It is amazing. I literally fill up my sink halfway through, fill my sink halfway, put my produce in there that I get from the grocery store for the week, and I do 1 to 2 capfuls of that Thieves Produce wash in there, and I soak it and give it a nice wash. I let it kind of sit in there for a good 15 minutes. It washes away the dirt, the pesticides, the contaminants. Definitely one that you're going to want to have in there just to regularly wash your produce. And then the veggie spray is wonderful to use if you're on the go. Maybe you went to the farmer's market and you want to eat something that you just, bought at the farmer's market. You can have this veggie spray on you and do kind of a quick clean, maybe an apple, a tomato, whatnot, and then eat it on the go, which is great. The Thieves hand soap, we mentioned lots about keeping your hands clean, especially after, handling animals, pet waste, doors, whatnot. So washing your hands, it's going to be key, but I get this. I used to work in healthcare, not the clinical side, but just used to work in healthcare. And it was a constant washing your hands before and after all the time. And my hands would get so dry and cracked to the point where it would be so sad. It's like cracked skin. I think many of you can relate to that. The great thing about Thieves hand soap is it doesn't do that. It cleans your hands and it has that cleaning power of Thieves essential oil, but it doesn't strip your skin. Your skin actually feels nice and moisturized. So this is definitely one you're going to want to have like on the kitchen counter and all of the bathrooms for you and your kids to make sure they're keeping their hands nice and clean. And then the number one thing that I recommend outside of this protocol is definitely making changes in terms of like your cleaning products. So like everything from Thieves household cleaner to the dish soap to the laundry soap. I mean, all of it is wonderful. It's just a nice curated set of cleaning products. Again, because we're cleaning all the time, right, to keep the parasites out, doesn't mean we need to use harsh products, that we need to strip our skin. We can clean effectively with natural products. And so that's why I love that Happy Healthy Home bundle. Okay. So what are kind of next steps? Where do we go from here? Number one thing I would recommend is the 14-day reset. It, like I said earlier, it includes meal plans, fitness plans, a support group, a wonderful community. It's all free. All you really need is NingXia Red to join in. And again, getting like a NingXia Red reset kit already has that 102 ounces in there, or you could get 4 bottles of NingXia Red. That's another way to do it. But that's kind of the base. That's the base to kind of get started again, because we want to rebalance our gut. We want to feel better, right? A lot of those symptoms that we mentioned earlier can really be improved when we incorporate NingXia Red in there. And then you're going to want to add on, right, the Parafree, the Comfort Tone, the Life 9, the Allergies. That gut detox protocol is really going to help to, again, cleanse and restore the gut so that we can avoid and get all those unwanted organisms out of there. So be sure to connect with the person who referred you to this call, to this video, so that they can help you get on board with the NingXia Reset, as well as grab those additional products to do that gut reset as well. And if you're not already on loyalty rewards, definitely take advantage of this. So when you order your products, or maybe you're already a Young Living member, when you add them, put them on a loyalty order, you're going to earn 10 to 25% back in points. You could use those points to buy more products in the future. You could buy more Life 9, more Allergies, more NingXia Red. It's so easy to do. And again, because you're going to want to continue taking, especially your Life 9 and your Allergies and your NingXia Red every month, loyalty is definitely the way to go. And then finally, I would highly recommend, once you grab your products, you can share this video with others and help them, and then you can get your order paid for. If you need more help with that, definitely connect with the person who refers you to this video and they can help you. But yeah, that's just such a wonderful way to help someone, is to share it with them, as well as just doing it with a friend. It's so much more fun to be doing these sort of gut resets with a friend. So why not, send the video out to a few people see who's interested, and then do it together. So that's what I have for tonight. I wanted